Listen up, Carolinas. It's the Better Than Black Friday sales event at Lake Norman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with employee pricing on nearly every new 2023 vehicle in stock. We've got the best selection anywhere and guarantee to beat any deal in the nation. I-77 exit 28, LakeNormanChrysler.com.
It's time for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Mostly cloudy skies through the rest of the evening. Some very slight breeze, but that low temperature will be down around 39 degrees tonight. Heading into Thursday, the sun will come back out. We'll have mostly sunny skies, and a warmer afternoon high will be up near 67 degrees. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Hi, this is Joshua Dobie. Join me Thursdays at 4 p.m. for Dollars and Cents, a show that focuses on your personal financial journey and the markets around us. That's Dollars and Cents, Thursday afternoons at 4, here on WSIC.
All right, here we are. Back yet again. This is the Scoreboard, WSIC 105.9, 100.7 FM. Video to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, our website, WSICnews.com. Man, you can get us worldwide. We're playing all over the place. If you go overseas, just pull up the website. You can watch all your favorite live shows there. Worldwide. Got a good show in store for you here today. Talk about some local area sports, some high school things going on. I have some sound to play from Panthers, some media, some changes with the offense for the Carolina Panthers. NBA last night. In-season tournament, and oh my goodness, we talked about it yesterday. The in-season tournament is weird, just very weird. Also, we as always have some NFL news just around the league and a little bit of NASCAR stuff going on too. So let's get started right away with men's soccer state championship games. They are coming up. We have all of the championship games lined up here. So let's go through it, 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A, and we'll let you know who's playing in those championships. So starting off at the lower end of the leagues, 1A, you got Hobtown against Greystone Day, a 1-3, making it to the championship. Greystone Day beat Thomas Jefferson, a 1 seed, to get to the state championship game. So a little bit of an upset there. And, looking through these games and looking through the matchups and the seeding and who made it where, the 4A division in men's soccer this year was a mess. Like, up in the air, throw a dart with your eyes closed, and hopefully you chose the winner. Because, man, the rankings did not seem to matter. The regular season must not have meant anything either by that standard. But moving on to 2A here, Franklin Academy taking on Community School of Davidson. They are going to be playing their state championship game coming up on the 18th, so we'll look forward to that. Davidson, right around this area, so pretty cool to see a local team fighting for a state championship. Moving on to 3A, the 3A is chalk almost, completely chalk. You got 1 seed First Flight taking on 1 seed Hickory. And I'll tell you what, Hickory High School and their sports teams recently have been doing pretty good. We've talked about the football team a little bit. They're now on to the 3rd round of the playoffs as the 1 seed in their division for football. So Hickory, not only in soccer are they performing well, but football also. Congratulations to that school for, man, just absolutely killing it so far this year. And now the 4A. Okay, so Apex Friendship will be taking on South Mecklenburg. Here's the thing about these two schools. South Mecklenburg was the 24 seed going into the play. 24. Not an easy path to the championship, if you ask me. Because, man, oh, man. They made it through somehow, though. They won in a shootout against Audrey Kell. 0-0. It went to a shootout. They beat Porter Ridge. They beat Hopewell. They were just kind of rolling through, beating all these better teams, and here they are, find themselves playing for a state championship. Those games all taking place over the weekend. The 18th is when we'll have those. So on Monday, we'll be able to talk about soccer state champions. We're getting close to football state champions. We're in the third round of the playoffs along the football region, and we'll continue to monitor and talk about some of the teams that are moving on, some of the schools in the area that are moving on. The ones that we've been covering, though, unfortunately, all have been knocked out. But Friday coming up, we do still have football. And also, as we talked about yesterday, high school basketball beginning at the end of the week for most schools in the area. So we will be talking about that, covering that. And hopefully, we have some successful teams in the area. Let's change gears a little bit here. I want to immediately bring up what's going on with the Panthers here recently, because after the bye week, in week number 7, the Carolina Panthers decided to hand off the play calling duties on offense to Thomas Brown, the offensive coordinator. Well, 3 games later, head coach Frank Reich deciding, you know what? We're going to make another change. I'm going to be calling the offense yet again. Three games, and we make a change. Here is head coach Frank Reich on that change and why they decided to change the play calling duties from Coach Brown back to Coach Reich.
Okay, just to get started, because I know someone will ask in regard to play calling. I am going to resume the play calling duties. This is not about Thomas. This is about me. It's about the team. I'm in the position I'm in because of years of offense, being a successful offensive coordinator and play caller. We have 8 games left, and I just want to give my attention and everything I can do and everything I can bring to bear to help the offense, take a next step. It'll still be collaborative. Thomas is still running the show as far as the offense and all the install meetings and game planning. He's still right at the center. He and I working together like we've been all year. So I trust Thomas more than anybody, and he's helped me become a better coach and a better man. So this isn't about that. This is about the team. This is about us all playing the role that we think can help us these last 8 games.
And I find this very interesting because it's only been 3 games, number one. Number 2, you got to win with Coach Brown calling the offense. I know it wasn't pretty, but you did get a win. And now, after a terrible showing where you only put up 13 points, one of those touchdowns, the only touchdown for the Panthers being a punt return, you decide now to change the play calling duty back to head coach Frank Reich. The farther into the season we go, the more it seems like we're going to be cleaning house at the end of the year. I don't know if we're going to look to bring in a coach who can handle Bryce Young, or if we're just going to hire somebody for the sake of hiring them. This owner, Tepper, he seems to have his hands firmly in the pot trying to make things happen. So kind of a loose cannon over there, but we'll see what happens. We're going to keep talking about the NFL on the other side of the break. 704-873-1400. That is the phone number if you'd like to call in, chat a little bit, talk sports. I'm right here for you. Until then, we'll be right back.
it right here. There's more of the Scoreboard with Joe Berg on the way from the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Santa is coming to town. Come out to Birkdale Village from 2 to 7 p.m. this Saturday, the 18th. WSIC will be broadcasting live from the event. Activity Row, Birkdale on Ice, beer garden, dance performances, and the tree lighting parade. Dance away the end of the night with live music this Saturday. The fun begins at 2 p.m. and the tree lighting ceremony starts at 6. For more info, visit birkdalevillage.com. It is the last weekend of the season for the Davidson Farmers Market. Come out and enjoy the wonderful local vendors. Saturday from 9 until noon, the last weekend of the year for Davidson Farmers Market. For more info, visit davidsonfarmersmarket.org. Hit songs from the 1950s will have you wanting to boogie all night long. The Winter Dance Party this Saturday night, Charles Mack Citizen Center. Doors open at 6. For more info and to purchase tickets, visit ourtownstage.com. Mike Ferris and the Fortunate Few are coming to Kane Center for the Arts this Saturday. Mike Ferris is a Dove Award winning artist. Americana, rock, blues, and gospel. Come enjoy a fun night of great music. Mike Ferris and the Fortunate Few this Saturday. Doors open at 7 p.m. kanearts.org. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays now through November 19th. Save your dates. Don't miss the Renaissance Festival. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
It's time for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Mostly cloudy skies through the rest of the evening. It's a very slight breeze, but that low temperature will be down around 39 degrees tonight. Heading into Thursday, the sun will come back out. We'll have mostly sunny skies, and a warmer afternoon high will be up near 67 degrees. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Folks, you know Randy Marion sells vehicles the King of Price way, but did you know our service department? We service vehicles the King of Price way. We sell tires, we sell brakes, we sell batteries, we sell the maintenance. We help you keep your vehicle on the road safe, ready to drive. Whatever the season is, Randy Marion service departments have you covered. Come see us today because, folks, again, you know we sell the King of Price way and we do service the King of Price way.
King of Price, RandyMarionStatesville.com.
Your home for non-stop Christmas music. Starting at 12 a.m. Thanksgiving Day.
Now, more of the Scoreboard with Joe Berg on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All right. We are back yet again on the Scoreboard. WSIC 105.9 100.7 FM. 704-873-1400. That is the phone number. If you have something you'd like to talk about, do you want to call out the Panthers? Call them out for being absolute frauds, thinking we were going to have a decent year. They can't even figure out who the play caller should be on offense. We talked about it on the first segment. Frank Reich will be resuming offensive play call duties. Here's a quick snippet of his press conference today where he made that announcement.
Okay, just to get started, because I know someone will ask in regard to play calling. I am going to resume the play calling duties. This is not about Thomas. This is about me. It's about the team. I'm in the position I'm in because of years of being a successful offensive coordinator and play caller.
Yeah, and I don't know about that comment right there at the end. Years of being a successful offensive coordinator and play caller. Okay, I get it. You're an NFL head coach, but you know, you're not having a good time this year. last year wasn't much better. The year before that was pretty bad. Pump the brakes a little bit. So Bryce Young had some things to say about that, and I'm going to be honest with you. The more I hear Bryce Young speak, the less confident I am in his just general abilities. Here's what he had to say about the news that Frank Reich would be resuming play call duties.
Coach came up and talked to me and has talked to us as a team. Always talk to us about things, and again, it's a part of the process. And I think he explained to everyone. Again, just felt like it was what was best, and I think it's a result of everything.
A result of everything. What? Everything meaning what? I'm confused. It really seems like this team is just completely lost. Number one, I'm sure at this point there's concerns that Frank Reich's going to be losing the locker room. I don't know if it's there yet, but I'm sure there's going to be concerns about that. Look, Bryce Young not having a good year at all. Now the offense isn't good. I'll give him that, but he's developing bad habits. Happy feet in the pocket, not good. Here are his rankings. Among 33 qualifying quarterbacks in the NFL, he ranks 33rd in yards per attempt, 29th in passer rating, 25th in completion percentage, and tied for 25th in touchdown to interception ratio. Not good. And that's about all you can say about it, is he hasn't been good. And I know we've been making the comparison over the year of the Texans and Bryce Young versus C.J. Stroud, who should have been the number 1 overall pick. Well, the talent level's not too much different. The Texans seem to have a little bit more talented of a receiving core. Now, the injuries on that team is insane, which we don't have to get to. But C.J. Stroud over there in Houston is still making it work with what he has. And what he has is decent. What the Panthers have is at this point less than decent. It seems like the only receiver they have is a 33-year-old Adam Thielen. But we're going to hear this debate all year this year, next year, until Bryce Young has significantly been ruined enough to where nobody wants him. And it very possibly could happen. It's been a bad year. And the bad habits that he's learning this year are going to be very hard to unlearn. Now, I don't know where the Panthers go. I don't. And I've been saying, what do we do? How do we look forward here and have a positive outlook? Because as we've been saying, they don't have a number 1 overall pick. They don't have any. Well, the only trade asset that they really have is Brian Burns, and they didn't trade him, and he still doesn't have a contract extension. So who knows what happens there? If Burns leaves in the offseason without an extension and he just walks away for nothing, everybody should be fired at that point. But Bryce Young not looking good. The offense for the Panthers is looking terrible. 1-8 right now. They are the worst team in the league by a game. Nobody else in the league has 1 win. And they're lucky they have that 1 win. It was a 15-13 win against a team that they probably should have lost to. And I know it was a head-to-head against the team who also drafted a quarterback high up. I'd love to have this conversation with the Colts and Anthony Richardson, but unfortunately, his year-ending injury prevented us from having this discussion. But even Will Levis is looking a little bit more promising than Bryce Young at this point. And I know that's kind of ridiculous to say because 2 completely different situations, but he looks okay. Bryce Young really hasn't showed me that much promise. He had one good drive in the fourth quarter where he held the ball for 6.5 minutes, didn't score a touchdown. Panthers ended up kicking a field goal in that one, and they got a win. Okay. Show me something else because you're not really doing anything for me here. He is ranked in the bottom quarter of the league, not even the bottom half of the league. 704-873-1400. Let me know what you think about that, because I'm trying to rack my brain here. I just can't figure it out. Let's move on. Got a few minutes here before the break, so I want to talk about some things going on other than, the NBA, the NHL. We got NASCAR news. This one, not the best news to hear. Reported earlier today, this is on jski.com, Ken Squire has entered hospice care following numerous health challenges over the past few years. And here is a statement from Ashley Jane Squire. An update on our passionate and vibrant father. Dad is now in hospice, resting peacefully and surrounded by the love of family, friends, and his dog. Tomorrow, we hope to move him from the hospital to his home nestled in his mountains of central Vermont. After such big and bold adventures, it seems inconceivable that one tiny intestinal blockage could fell him, but such is life. Our family is deeply grateful for so many of you who are praying for peace for Dad and comfort for us. Ken Squire put NASCAR on the map pretty much. Had it not been for, I think the call of the 1979 Daytona 500 has just as much to do with the popularity and the trajectory that NASCAR took as the actual finish itself, because that is a classic call. And there's a fight down in the infield, all that stuff. It's a classic call. So wishing the best for Ken, his family, obviously, and just a sad situation all around, because he looked like he was in pretty good health. He was being interviewed by Dale Jr. Download earlier in the year. It wasn't long ago when we were seeing him on the NBC broadcast during the Darlington Throwback Weekend, when they would allow him, Dale Jarrett, and Ed Jarrett to do the broadcast as like a throwback thing. But that is the update that we have, and a really sad update, honestly. NASCAR Hall of Fame broadcaster Ken Squire, like I said, he put NASCAR on the map. And I don't know if it's safe to say this, but I will say it. I don't think that NASCAR would be where it is today if it wasn't for the voices that they have. There's very few sports, in my opinion, where you absolutely need to listen and hear what the announcers are saying, and they need to be good. Football, it's like, whatever. We deal with Joe Buck. We deal with terrible calls all the time. Baseball is like, all right, they're putting you to sleep anyway. NASCAR, though, you need to have those personalities in there. Otherwise, it'll get stale. And you're starting to see that with the Fox broadcast. Mike Joy's getting up there in age. Clint Boyer's really no fun to listen to. His energy level is a negative, basically. So having somebody like Ken Squire in the booth to introduce the world to NASCAR on the national stage really, in my opinion, was top reason why NASCAR is where it is today. And then you go to MRN and Barney Hall, all those people who pioneered that. But Ken Squire, one of the ones who definitely put NASCAR on the map. We're coming up on a commercial break here, but before we do, I want to say when we come back, we're going to talk about the NBA, because the Hornets played last night. And we talked about it yesterday with our caller, Zach. Terrible court, yet again. Looks terrible. It looks disgusting. I don't understand it. It hurts my eyes. It makes me woozy. Like, I understand we're trying here, but man, it's trying a little too hard, in my opinion. It doesn't look good. All right, we're heading to our break here. You're listening to the Scoreboard on WSIC 105.9, 100.7 FM. Stay tuned. We got a lot of show left, just passing the halfway mark here. We're back after this. Stay tuned. See you.
More of The Scoreboard with Joe Berg is coming up on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Happening now at Randy Marion Ford in Statesville.
Randy Marion in Statesville continues to grow. We have added Mitsubishi on Folger Drive. So what does that mean? That means great deals on a new make and model in Statesville, but it also means Ford Pre-Owned is moved right on Gateway Crossing Drive beside the Ford and Lincoln new car showrooms. So come see us today, Randy Marion Ford Lincoln, pre-owned vehicles, Gateway Crossing Drive.
RandyMarionFord.com.
It's time for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Mostly cloudy skies through the rest of the evening. Some very slight breeze, but that low temperature will be down around 39 degrees tonight. Heading into Thursday, the sun will come back out. We'll have mostly sunny skies, and a warmer afternoon high will be up near 67 degrees. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Fall is here, and Little Shavers has the supplies you need. Wheat straw, pine needle, grass seed, pelletized line, landscape edging, and railroad cross ties. Got a deck that needs staining? Little Shavers has PPG paints and stains at prices you can afford. Fall is a great time to replace your furnace filters at Little Shavers. Get the products you need at reasonable prices from Little Shavers, 3301 Salisbury Road in Statesville. Quality Car Care is your local Toyota specialist and a licensed NC inspection station. Plus, find a huge selection of quality pre-owned cars at QualityCarCareStatesville.com or call 704-871-2535. The Ugly Antenna has now become a household name in this area. The Ugly Antenna allows those without a streaming provider to receive up to 50 channels absolutely free of charge, including Fox 46.1. The Ugly Antenna is small and connects directly to your TV. Get the Ugly Antenna for just $40. Call 704-682-1755. That's 704-682-1755 for the Ugly Antenna. Looking for a great way to say thank you to your employees, connect with your customers, or send a holiday gift? Black Powder Coffee can customize a coffee and tea basket or box for you. And don't miss out on Black Powder Coffee's Holiday Blend, a smooth flavor profile with a bright beginning, buttery caramel, and baked chocolate finish. Black Powder Coffee, 261 Rolling Hill Road, or online at blackpowdercoffee.com.
Todd Stearns here. Stay on top of the local elections by listening to WSIC. Great folks like Senator Vicki Sawyer, Representative Jeff McNeely, and join me for national election coverage weekdays noon to 3 on WSIC.
Panthers win and lose as a team, but so far the defense has been much further ahead than the offense through 9 games. I'm Jim Zoki with a Panthers update after this.
The only way to be your best self is with your best health. When you have a health partner who doesn't just treat part of you, they care for all of you. That's why more people prefer Atrium Health, because unrivaled care is easier, more accessible, and more complete than ever before, so that you can enjoy more of the moments you love. That's what it means to live meaningfully, to live joyfully, to live fully with Atrium Health.
The 1-8 Panthers have a tough test with the Dallas Cowboys coming to town off of their 49-17 win over the Giants last Sunday. Coach Frank Reich, though, knows that the Panthers' defense has played well overall this season, including being ranked 7th overall in fewest yards allowed.
Yeah, Jero and the defensive staff, the unit has done a very nice job, playing really good team defense, very consistent, and need to keep doing it. You know, this week obviously be a big challenge with the Cowboys and high-powered offense, coming into this stadium, so it'll be a great challenge for our defense.
Offense has been tough to come by, though, for Carolina, ranked 30th, only ahead of the Raiders and Giants in total yards. Rookie quarterback Bryce Young has shown that he can play well, and Reich says Young is always working to improve.
The first thing he's going to say is, I got to be better, and it's real. That's what you need from your leaders, that they're hard on themselves, but they still have that positive outlook and confidence that they know they're the best in the world. So you don't want to just be hard on yourself all the time and then not have the confidence to overcome it. And that's what I see in talking to Bryce. I hear him take accountability, but I see and feel the confidence in his voice that, hey, we're going to get that right.
Young has completed 63% of his passes with 8 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. I'm Jim Zoki on the Carolina Panthers Radio Network, presented by Morris Jenkins.
The Scoreboard with Joe Berg continues now on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All right, we are back. You're listening to the Scoreboard here on WSIC 105.9 100.7 FM. Call in 704-873-1400 if you have something you'd like to chat about. We're in the second half of the show here, and as promised, we are going to talk about the Charlotte Hornets, the NBA. We had in-season tournament action last night. Whoopee! Yeah! One of the greatest things that the NBA has ever created, honestly. It makes so much sense, and it just adds so much excitement to an NBA season. I'm joking. The NBA season is a long one, and this is why we have an in-season tournament, is because, hey, look, we're talking about basketball in the middle of November. Who would have thought? Anyway, the Hornets played the Heat in their division of the in-season tournament. That would be Group B in the Eastern Conference. Heat, Bucks, Hornets, Knicks, and Wizards is how they run down right now. Last night, although Charlotte got off to a pretty good start, the Heat just proved too much to handle, and the Hornets fell in that game, dropping to 1-1 in the in-season tournament and 3-7 in the NBA, 13th in the Eastern Conference. How do we turn this team around, man? What needs to happen? Because it's been years. We're going to be getting into dangerous territory here of the Hornets being one of those teams that you hear about, like, hey, they haven't made the playoffs since 1993 or whatever it's going to be. The Lions haven't won a playoff since 1991. Before it was like the Bills hadn't been to the playoffs since 1999. I mean, we're going to be in that situation here with the Hornets, and it's going to be embarrassing. And if it happens more, and I'm talking like 2-3 years down the line, I wonder if the team gets relocated. It's happened before. Okay? Anyway, in-season tournament games, well, now with that loss, the Hornets sit at 1-1, and they're third currently in their in-season tournament. 4 games in the in-season tournament. Their next game is against Milwaukee, and then against the Knicks. They're going to have to win and hope Miami loses their last 2. I just don't see a way for them to come out of their division here. Did we expect anything out of this? I didn't. I really didn't. Because, look, the Hornets are bad. There's no way to dress this up nicely. Even if you put them in an in-season tournament, they're still going to be bad. Looking around the NBA, though, I want to talk a little bit about how the season has started. Joel Embiid, fresh off of an MVP season early in the season here, is leading the league in points per game. 33.1 points per game. Second is Luka Doncic, 31.1 points per game. No surprise here, Nikola Jokic leading the league in rebounds per game with 13.9, almost 14 rebounds per game. That is absolutely outrageous. And some other stats here. Tyrese Halliburton with the most assists per game. Steph Curry, obviously the most three-pointers made, although his three-point percentage not doing all that well. Most points in the league right now is Luka. Even though he's not getting the most points per game, he does have the most total points. It's a long season, And if you're the Hornets, you're probably going to end up blowing it up again. You got to remember, this is the first year with the new owner for the Charlotte Hornets. So it's Rick Schnall and Gabe Plotkin. Those are the two owners currently. I guess they co-own the team, and they're the ones who purchased it from Michael Jordan. We talked about that over the summer. That was made official. This is kind of going to be a weird growing year for the Hornets. New owner. We saw it with the Panthers. You know, things need to take a couple of years to get in place. So I don't know if they do have intent on moving this team, but if they continue to stink it up for 3-4 more years without any semblance of hope, I would not be surprised. New owner's going to say, you know what? Whatever. Let's try something completely new. And the in-season tournament's new. And along with that is the new courts that the NBA thought would be cool to do. I don't like it. I'm going to see why does a team need to have a court that matches the color of their jersey? It's pretty ugly. And I mean, the Hornets colors are okay to begin with. You know, they got that purple and bluish thing going on. But the court just looked bad. And the uniforms were a little bit different, I guess, because of the in-season tournament. They tried different uniforms. But I don't know. Have you been paying attention to this? Are we watching the local NBA team? Does anybody even know what the in-season tournament is? It's really hard to gauge what the interest in the NBA is right now because they haven't been popular in quite a few years. We've talked about that extensively. There's a lot of things to blame about that. Zion Williamson, remember that name? He had some comments about the courts that the NBA has for the in-season tournament. Not many people are liking that, and he is one of them. I wonder, this is going to be interesting because I don't know if this is going to cause a problem with scoring. And what I'm getting at here is if the court looks that weird and the players notice that the court looks that weird, will field goal percentage fall? Because you don't have the same perspective, I guess, as you used to have. It's going to be an end of season. Let's look at all the stats, compile the entire season and say, all right, look, the in-season tournament was this. The rest of the regular season was this. In the playoffs, we had this field goal percentage. We won't be able to make a decision on that. And I don't think that there's anything the NBA can see in terms of ratings or field goal percentage or player interest in the in-season tournament that'll make them want to get rid of it, because we saw the outcry from players and from fans when they introduced the play-in tournament for the playoffs, and the NBA has kept that. That was supposed to be a COVID-only thing when we had the COVID season in a bubble in Orlando. But no, they said, you know what? This worked pretty well. We're going to keep the play-in tournament. And you know what? Now, on top of that, we're going to add an in-season tournament with an in-season NBA Cup. If it sounds like a gimmick, it's because it seems like one. One more segment to go here on the scoreboard. You're listening on WSIC 105.9, 100.7 FM. When we come back, we're going to hit the general news in the leagues. A lot of stuff going on in the NFL that I want you to be aware of. No real concrete update on the Michigan situation. So we'll talk about that when we return after this break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
More of The Scoreboard with Joe Berg is coming up on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Santa is coming to town. Come out to Birkdale Village from 2 to 7 p.m. this Saturday, the 18th. WSIC will be broadcasting live from the event. Activity Row, Birkdale on Ice, beer garden, dance performances, and the tree lighting parade. Dance away the end of the night with live music this Saturday. The fun begins at 2 p.m. and the tree lighting ceremony starts at 6. For more info, visit birkdalevillage.com. It is the last weekend of the season for the Davidson Farmers Market. Come out and enjoy the wonderful local vendors. Saturday from 9 until noon, the last weekend of the year for Davidson Farmers Market. For more info, visit davidsonfarmersmarket.org. Hit songs from the 1950s will have you wanting to boogie all night long. The Winter Dance Party this Saturday night, Charles Mack Citizen Center. Doors open at 6. For more info and to purchase tickets, visit ourtownstage.com. Mike Ferris and the Fortunate Few are coming to Kane Center for the Arts this Saturday. Mike Ferris is a Dove Award winning artist. Americana, rock, blues, and gospel. Come enjoy a fun night of great music. Mike Ferris and the Fortunate Few this Saturday. Doors open at 7 p.m. kanearts.org. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays now through November 19th. A non-stop outdoor family adventure. Huzzah! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
It's time for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Mostly cloudy skies through the rest of the evening. Very slight breeze, but that low temperature will be down around 39 degrees tonight. Heading into Thursday, the sun will come back out. We'll have mostly sunny skies, and a warmer afternoon high will be up near 67 degrees. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts.
It's the shopping event of the season, the Southern Christmas Show, November 9th through 19th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Naughty or Nice, explore a nautical-inspired entrance filled with coastal Christmas charm. Plus, shop hundreds of booths to find one-of-a-kind gifts for everyone on your list. Buy tickets at southernChristmasShow.com. Online tickets courtesy of Craft Body Scan.
Let's go to the Southern Christmas Show.
Your home for non-stop Christmas music.
You serious, Clark?
Starting at 12 a.m. Thanksgiving Day.
The Scoreboard with Joe Berg continues now on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All right, final segment here today. Woo, it is Wednesday, hump day. Woohoo! Quick reminder, tomorrow we should have a guest for the show. Not in studio, we'll be joining through video call. But we should have Josh Greco, the Charlotte Street Hockey CEO, should be joining us tomorrow. At least, that's the plan. Remember, we talked about it on Monday. This guy is a hockey champion right here. Scored a goal, got an assist, normal stuff. Let's go around some of these leagues and talk about headlines that we have. The Bills fired their offensive coordinator yesterday. We talked about that during the show. Right now, we have quite a few NBA stories starting to take place. Number one, Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. Remember, he's been at the center of quite a few stories this year with his poor play, his, I don't want to call it unwillingness to play, but his absence from playing. Well, now it's being reported that Watson will undergo season season-ending shoulder surgery. Ooh, boy, that's a tongue twister. To repair a broken bone in his throwing shoulder. He suffered a displaced fracture during the game. The surgery is expected to give him a full recovery. He played through the game, and he had a high ankle sprain. Here's something. I'm not going to go there. I find it incredible that Deshaun Watson has been hurt 3 times already this year for somebody who's making guaranteed money. This is exactly why these owners do not want to give away guaranteed contracts to quarterbacks. And it shows. He's the only one who has a deal like this. Kirk Cousins, anomaly. He was the first one to get the fully guaranteed contract, but it was like, at the time, it was like a 3-year, $90 million contract, fully guaranteed. Like, okay. Not 7 years, $250 million guaranteed. Little bit of a difference. But Deshaun Watson, he is out for the remainder of the year. Now, in his place, rookie quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson has been announced as the starter. You might recognize the name because if you watch preseason football, he was tearing it up. He was a lot of fun to watch. And they played him a little bit during Deshaun Watson's absence. Not the best in his first regular season action, but he's a young player. We'll see what happens with that one. Here's something from head coach of the New York Jets, Robert Saleh. Aaron Rodgers is going to have final say on a potential return in 2023. There are rumblings that Rodgers could return as soon as December. Holy cow. Nobody expected this. But you know what? If somehow Zach Wilson can hold down fort for the Jets, keep them right near 500, and, Rodgers does come back, we could see a Jet team make a late surge. I mean, they're only 4-5 right now, and the AFC is wide open. This Sunday, they're playing the Bills. They beat the Bills on a Thursday night or on a Monday night game, Sunday night game, whatever night game it was, to start the season. And that was where we saw, the Rodgers Achilles injury. But they've already beaten the Bills. The Bills are coming off of a very tough loss. They're 5-5. They fired their offensive coordinator. Strike while the iron's hot, right? If you're the Jets, you got to feel real good about this weekend. And if you can get back to 500, stay right around 500. Don't drop 2 games below 500. You might have a chance when Rodgers comes back. You might, because the AFC is wide open. And the schedule for the Jets the rest of the way: Bills, Dolphins, tough ones. Falcons, Texans, Dolphins again. Commanders, Browns, Patriots. That's a pretty favorable schedule. Now, I know the first few are going to be tough. Zach Wilson's still in there, playing the Bills, playing the Dolphins. But the second half of that end of year is not bad. You got to play the Patriots, the Commanders, the Browns without a quarterback. The Falcons are bad. I'm not saying that they're definitely going to make a comeback and go to the playoffs. I'm just saying, if Rodgers comes back, do not rule it out. We got some updates here from the MLB. We have awards. It is award season in the MLB. And we've been updating you on who's winning those. On Monday, it was announced Corbin Carroll and Gunnar Henderson were your Rookie of the Years. Yesterday, we talked about it live on the show. Skip Schumacher got the Rookie of the Year, Manager of the Year. And now Brandon Hyde, the Orioles manager, got the AL Manager of the Year. And that's not too surprising. The Orioles, over 100 wins this year, one of the best teams in regular season baseball. I say regular season because, well, unfortunately, they didn't win it all. The Texas Rangers did. And today, we have Cy Young Award winners being announced. we do have one of them. I'm not going to lie. We have the winner of the NL Cy Young, Blake Snell, for the Padres. And we do have live late breaking news as of this second coming into studio. We're going to be able to talk about both of these today. Your American League Cy Young Award winner, New York Yankee pitcher Gerrit Cole. So there are your Cy Young Award winners. I said that about the AL Cy Young, like that was probably the one where it was like, this is no question. It's going to be Gerrit Cole. He had a tremendous year for the Yankees. Yankees had a terrible year as a team, but I think Jacob deGrom is really the one who broke that. You need to be a good pitcher on a good team in order to win the Cy Young Award, because he was a great pitcher on a terrible team, and he got Cy Young Award results and wins. So there are your updates from that. Like I said, Brandon Hyde, Skip Schumacher, Coach of the Years, or Manager of the Years in baseball, as they say. And today, your Cy Young Award winners, Blake Snell in the National League and New York Yankee Gerrit Cole in the American League. One other announcement here. I don't know if anybody pays attention to NBA outside of this area. I know I ask this question all the time about the Hornets. Like, are we paying attention to the Hornets? And if I don't know if we're paying attention to the Hornets, we definitely aren't paying attention to what's going around the rest of the NBA. But there was a situation last night in the Wolves-Warriors game where it was 0-0 a minute and a half into the game. And you got Draymond Green putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock, players getting ejected left and right. It was a brawl on the court, basically. You had 3 players ejected, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Jaden McDaniels. They were in a fight less than 2 minutes in. Oh, boy. And the Warriors don't have Steph Curry to begin with, and they ended up losing that one, 104-101. We've been tracking Lawler's Law because we spoke with Ralph Lawler earlier in the year, right before this season started. We did kind of a season preview. We are a record of 129-24. So that basically means, for anybody who wasn't with us for that interview, first of all, go back and watch it. It was great. Or listen to it. It was great. Lawler's Law says that the first team to 100 points wins the game. And as of this year, the first team to 100 points is 129-24, or a win percentage of 84.3%. Off year. A little bit of an off year for the Lawler Law, because since the 1996 season, that law has a 91% success rate. That's insane to me. First team to 100 wins 91% of the time. And look, the facts are there. So that just means that as we progress through this NBA season, there's a chance that this number is going to go up. And you just got to hope your team gets to 100 points. We are at the end of the show. Man. Last thing I'll leave you with. There is a chance that Michigan gets its 1,000th win as a program for football if the Wolverines can beat Maryland on the road Saturday. There's also a chance, as we know, that Jim Harbaugh won't be on the sideline for that game. He is awaiting a court hearing Friday that could determine if he and the university are granted that temporary restraining order that would reverse his 3-game suspension from the Big Ten and Commissioner Tony Petitti. That is what I'll leave you with. Thank you for joining me here today on the Scoreboard. As always, it was a ton of fun. I love informing you guys and keeping you up to date. We're back tomorrow, hopefully joined by Charlotte Street Hockey CEO Josh Greco. Until then, I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you, everyone.
The new 105.9, 100.7 WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Shore.